Y'all got on here fast. Was y'all waiting on me? I love this song right now. I love that song so much. It's such a good song. Hi. How are you guys? Y'all was just waiting. Y'all got on here so fast. I didn't tell you to keep playing music. Alexa, stop. Although that was a good song. I changed the evenings on Tuesday. Susanna, watching you on YouTube. I am, I'm hitting buttons. I do feel better. Maybe not still 100%, but we're definitely going the right way. Praise the Lord. Yay, you joined the membership. Y'all are so silly. I love that. Sign up for the membership. Well, tonight's going to be super fun because I have decided. So usually we do the Bible in a year. But tonight, we are going to I'm going to give you a glimpse into what it really looks like to be inside of my membership. I don't like how there's a shadow on this side of my face. But it's fine. Whatever. I'm going to give you guys a little glimpse of what it's like to be inside the membership. I need to transfer my notes from my Bible study that I did onto my computer I have in front of me because I'm creating a digital download for my membership peeps. So tonight's going to be really fun. And last night for the membership, we had a lot of fellowship and we got to read and we talked about some things and a lot of great things. Yes, but we didn't really get to study. So I thought this could be a twofer. And I thought this could really give some insight to people on what it is like to be in the membership. And then, how deep we study. And then I thought it would be great for the membership people who joined because y'all would get an extra chapter broke down. So I just thought it would be a great idea. So this is going to be so good. Just no more late night Zoom activities. None of those. None of those. Oh no, Vicky. I hope you feel better soon, girlfriend. So glad you got your hoodie. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. That is so funny, Pam. Okay, are y'all ready though? It's going to be really fun. We're going to do Proverbs 17. I'll give you a minute to get there. While I'm giving y'all a minute to get there. Well, no, I guess I won't talk about it. I was going to talk about it, but I won't talk about it. I was going to, but I'm just not going to. Okay, never mind. Dog. Now, how are you going to open the door by yourself? Tanya, that's when the giggles start rolling. That's so funny. I'm using my Illustrating Bible tonight. That's what I took all of my notes in. But I need to transfer all of these notes to my worksheet for my members. I am feeling better. I've been up doing a lot today. A lot. Steve changed the light in my office. That's why the video looks so different too. Maybe I'm not sitting in the right spot because I still feel like it looks weird, but it is what it is. I'm not here to look pretty. I think I got my own hair in my mouth though. And I do not like that. You can't bring it up, not talk about it. I just don't know if I should. I don't know. I got to feel in some sort of way last night. Just somehow I ended up on the wrong side of TikTok. And I don't know how I got there. I'll be honest with you. 1 minute, it was going good. And the next, it was all downhill from there. Y'all ever had that TikTok experience? The membership is $25 every month, and you're going to kind of get a little idea tonight on what it kind of is to be in the membership. But what's wrong? Why are you crying? What happened?
Charlie.
What did he do?
Scratch me all up.
Huh?
Scratch me all up.
How'd he scratch you?
I was sitting down in your chair and he jumped on it.
Well, he don't mean to, honey. He's a puppy. Honey, you would wait till right now.
And Ethan didn't even rock him or do nothing. He just walked. He just heard me cry and didn't do nothing.
Well, it ain't Ethan's responsibility. Ethan's eating, honey.
He had the shock collar with him.
Well, he didn't know. Ethan's eating. He didn't have a clue, just like I'm in here. I had no idea. Well, you got to talk to Daddy about it?
No, Daddy he shouldn't put a lock on. But Charlie won't stay away from me for like 5 minutes.
Well, go put Charlie up. Go put him up. Make Daddy go put him up. Make Daddy put him up. So sorry. Angie, yay. I hope you're having a great night, girlfriend. Okay, anywho. You ever just been on the TikTok and then all of a sudden you're somewhere that you wish you wasn't? Yeah, that was me last night. But it really hurt my heart. And let me tell you why. Because I got on this side of TikTok I really didn't want to be on. Well, there were other Christians on this side of TikTok, apparently. Saying certain things to these people. And they wasn't in the wrong. But the person on the receiving end was totally ready to jump down their throats and quote scripture. And it was one of those, the enemy knows the scripture too. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to use it against bad. And it got me thinking, there's absolutely nothing that you could even say right now that would change their mind in the first place. So it's better just to stay quiet and not say anything at all, because nothing you say is going to matter, So don't worry about it. Well, what really got me was somebody had commented, love the sinner, hate the sin. And as he proceeded to cuss everybody out, he said, I hate that. I just hate that. Well, I waited around to see why he hated that. And he said he hated it because it meant that he was the sin. Yeah, that's pretty much how that works, yes. He hated that. Just what it wasn't good for him. So it got me to thinking, you see, y'all got it confused. Okay? Everybody thinks they're being judged. Okay? When somebody just decides that they don't want to hang out with you no more. Or that they don't like what you're doing with their life. Or with your life. Y'all got it confused between judging. Yes, it was a lie. Between judging and boundaries. Y'all got that confused. They don't understand what that means. At all. Because judging you is telling you, like, you're the worst ever, you're doing this, you're doing that, like, don't do that, I'm better than you. That's what judging is. Boundaries says, hey, I can love you and separate myself from you at the exact same time. And you see, I think a lot of non-Christians, so I say, people who don't believe in Jesus, okay, I think a lot of none of those want to throw out, you're judging me. When really, no, I'm not. I'm setting a boundary with you. Y'all got that confused. Because I can not be around you and not hang out with you and not allow myself to be pulled down where you're going and still love you. We're going to be in Proverbs 17 tonight. So I just thought about that, and I just pondered on it, because just because somebody wants to separate themselves from you does not mean that they're judging you. They are bound by this word to separate themselves from you. They're instructed to do so. So They don't hate you. They're not, and listen, and see, and that's just a selfish point of view because it's not always about you, boo-boo. It's just not always about you. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here or there. This Bible instructs us to not play around with foolish people. That's it. End of story. Easy peasy. And that's how we live prosperous lives. That's how we don't go down the wrong path. That's how we don't find ourselves on a dark side of something. You know what I'm saying? Is we set those boundaries and we do what the Bible tells us to do. That is not judging you. It's saying I don't want to participate in what you're given. And I'm allowed to do that without being a bad person. I don't know. It just made this things come to mind. People are going to get hurt when you decide to separate yourself from them. And they might even be telling you, you're judging me, you're doing this and you're doing that. And it was the religious people who killed Jesus. Yeah, you're right on that aspect. But I can still separate myself from you so I don't go down the same hole you trying to go down. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. Bye. You know, like, don't confuse being judged with somebody setting a boundary. That's my main point. Don't do that. Because as Christians, we are literally instructed how to live. And if you're actually living by what the word says, you will separate yourself from people who are going down the path of destruction because you don't want to go there. All right? So there's a big difference in boundaries and judgment. And I think that maybe people don't understand that. And maybe we need to spread a little bit more information about that because I'm just not sure that they get it. Yes, look at that. I tell you what. Oh, I hate that you had to do that. But if it is for your good, I'm glad you did that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to. I can't. Hey, Callie. Oh, my goodness. All right, are y'all at Proverbs 17? If you're ready, say I am. Yeah, you're supposed to be a Christian. I don't think they even understand what being a Christian is. Being a Christian, it does mean I love you. It does. But y'all got all this out of context. When the people say, but it says to turn your other cheek if somebody slaps one cheek. It was not physically talking about hitting. That's out of context. When it was saying a slap to the cheek is like when you say, well, that was a slap to the face. An insult that was said to you, not somebody physically hitting you. That's out of context. That's not the same. They quote the scripture and I have no idea what it really means. I can't. You're supposed to be a Christian because you want to separate yourself from something that's leading down to destruction. No, that is the right thing for me to do being Christian. Y'all be thinking that Jesus yes, he ate with sinners. The sinners who wanted to get to know him. The sinners who believed in him. The sinners who loved him. Yes, he did. You want to know who he didn't help? The ones who didn't believe in him. The ones that killed him, they had this disbelief. They wouldn't believe and they couldn't believe. And because of that, he didn't go into their cities. He had a boundary. You don't believe, I don't go. He didn't go into their cities and he didn't heal anybody or perform any miracles there because of their disbelief. That's a boundary. That is a straight up boundary. Jesus had boundaries. Please look into it. I can't. With you're always supposed to be loving and compassionate. You are. But being loving and compassion sometimes means that you just don't show up. You just don't go into that city. Okay? And they're taking that as, oh, you're not being Christian-like. No, actually I am. The Bible has placed boundaries for me in my life. There has been boundaries since the day of creation in Genesis 1. The good Lord called me to have those boundaries, right? I have a whole course on it. I have a whole course on boundaries. But let's get into it. We got to get into it because we 15 minutes in and we got a lot to go over in Proverbs 17. And I know that some of y'all's are ready. I'm going to tell you again, if you're just hopping on here, this is going to give you a little insight to what it's like to be in my membership, right? We are reading in Proverbs right now. My people are getting ready to get a digital download. On Proverbs 17. I thought this coffee talk would be a good time for me to put together my digital download, but also talk to you guys about Proverbs 17, and give y'all a little insight on what it actually looks like to be in the membership that I host. I'm not sure what's meant by that. Jesus cast the demons into the swine, the pigs, because the people relied on those pigs for their money. That's how they made money. So when he cast the demons into the pigs and they ran and died of drowning, he took away their money source to prove that he was the ultimate person who has control over it all. They had more dependent on their money than they were on the Lord. And that's why he cast the pigs, the demons into the pigs, and then the pigs drowned themselves. It was to give them a lesson. Your tough love and boundaries looks different in a non-believer's view. Yes. Yep. I like that. All right, y'all ready? All right, so we're going to just do it verse by verse. Are y'all ready? Proverbs 17. So this is pretty good. I looked into this for a minute. It says, better a dry crust eaten in peace than a house filled with feasting and conflict. Okay, I think I've done the NLT version. I got the Christian Standard version right here, but I think I've done a NLT for my download. Yes, Amanda. Yep. Look into it. It's actually really good. Okay, what does that verse mean, though? What does that verse mean? Let me tell you. It's talking about peace and quietness. Okay, I've already wrote this note down, so that's why I'm reading it. It's talking about peace and quietness are good and valuable. Okay? It's also talking about there can be a lot of activity, and that still doesn't mean that people are working for the Lord. And that can be related to, let's use churches, okay? Let's use some churches. You can see lots of activity going on in a church. You can see lots of fellowship. You can see lots of fundraisers, lots of members, lots of this, lots of that, right? You can see lots of things going on. People can be actively working their little hearts out and still not be doing it for the Lord. Right? Ain't that good? I'm telling you what. But what really spoke to me was the peace and quiet, because I want you to think about this really quick. Elijah, when he told one of the kings that the Lord wasn't going to send rain until he was good and ready, he had to run for his life. Where did he run? He ran to a dry brook. God kept water in that brook. Okay, it's a whole story. We don't got time to go into it. They kept water in that brook. Okay, so that Elijah had something to drink while he was there, right? He made Elijah go sit alone in the peace and quiet so that he could teach him. And a lot of people done the exact same thing. Almost every story in the Bible, you will see the Lord call them away from something to a place of solitude. That's so good, because peace and quiet is where the Lord can teach you. I'm telling you what, he done it with David too. He ended up calling David into a cave. David was on the run by himself with the Lord for a really long time being taught. Sometimes when the Lord wants to teach you something, okay, it is going to be because he's going to pull you away from everything and pull you into a place of peace and quiet. Right? Because sometimes it can be hard to hear the Lord over all the noise that you have going on in your life. I am definitely feeling better on the upside of it, I do believe. Bible that I recommend for kids. A little boy, I think, that likes comic books. The Action Bible is really good. We also have a children's illustrated Bible. I think it's called an illustrated Bible. It just tells the stories, and I really, really like it. We read it together as a family. Hey, girlfriend. Good. Elijah needed a nap and a snack. Yes, I love it. Okay. All right. So that's what that first verse meant, right? It's talking about peace and quiet. Sometimes you can see a lot of activity going on. Sometimes you can see a lot of people running around and doing lots of things, and they're saying that they're doing it all for the Lord. But one thing I can absolutely promise you is if they are doing it for the Lord, you will see the fruit of that. Okay, the fruit that they produce in their life will reflect what they're doing in their life. So pay attention to what is coming out of somebody's life. Pay attention to the fruit they are growing, that they are producing, all of those things, because that will tell the intention, right? It's really, really good. All right, so verse 2, a wise servant will rule over a master's disgraceful son and will share the inheritance of the master's children. I'm going to read verse 3 too because I put these together. Fire tests the purity of silver and gold, but the Lord tests the heart. So I wrote on here, embracing that God can turn all situations around because he knows our hearts. I'm definitely going to have to edit all this before I send it out to my people. Because I really like that aspect of it. But listen, there can be two aspects to this verse. All right. So number 1 for verse 2, it talks about a wise servant will rule over a master's disgraceful son. It is talking about if you are a wicked ruler. Okay, if you are not in it for the right reasons, if you are disgraceful, okay, then in the long run, even though you are supposed to take the throne, you won't. Okay, you won't take the throne because a wise servant is going to do it over you, right? Somebody else is going to be given your benefits, so to say, because you were foolish, right? And I love that view, but I also love this view. And I love the view of sometimes a servant can be turned into the master. And I love that because right now, for some reason, I am really focusing on Ruth. And I tell you what, Ruth worked in the field and then she turned around and owned it. I'm going to tell you what, a servant turned into a queen, okay? A servant, she wasn't a queen, but a servant turned into a master, right? It is so good. And God turned that situation around. Ruth wasn't even supposed to be there. She was a foreigner in that land, okay? She just found favor with the right man, right? And she went from working the field to owning the field. Hey, Charity. Because he knew Ruth's heart. He knew that Ruth was willing. Ruth was listening. She was teachable. She had wisdom, right? And he turned that situation around because he knew her heart. So I absolutely love that. And that's kind of the point that I took with that. It says embracing that God can turn all situations around because he knows our heart, right? God can turn a servant into a master because of what he sees in our heart, right? Because of what we're willing to do for him, of the obedience we're willing to have for him. You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous, Charity. It's always excuses with her. The dog eats her homework. The dog eats her other stuff. You're in the membership, you know what I'm talking about. And then her cardinal shirt when you don't even need a card to show up here. Woman. She's so funny. Love you so big, though. You're so funny. All right. I love that, though. Ain't that good? I can tell you what. All right, verse 4. Wrongdoers eagerly listen to gossip. Liars pay close attention to slander. Verse 4 in a Christian standard is a wicked person listens to meticulous talk. A liar pays attention to a destructive tongue. Wicked will be attracted to wicked. Okay? They will attract each other. A wicked person, listen, this is one of those reasons, it kind of goes along with what I was talking about when I first got on here. The reason, and I know you want to say, Kelsey, we're supposed to try to save them all. I get you. I understand. They're all not going to listen. They're not. And you can often tell if they will. If you have shared something with them and they automatically have lashed back at you, they're not going to listen. So don't keep engaging. There's a time to be quiet. And that's the time, right? Don't waste your breath. Don't use your energy. Save that for somebody, okay, who is wanting to learn, who is ready. Because listen, friends, it often takes people hitting rock bottom before they ever go to the Lord. And as sad as that is, I had to do it. I had to hit rock bottom before I was ever willing to listen. I tell you what, if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't have waited until I hit rock bottom. I'd have done it a lot sooner. You see, but I thought I knew better, and I thought I knew the way, and I really didn't know the way, you know what I mean? It took hitting rock bottom for me to accept and change, right? And it's often going to take that exact same thing for lots of people. So just know the wicked will attract the wicked. They'll agree with each other. They will love the conflict. They'll love the gossip. They'll love the attention. Okay? It's all about knowing and understanding how people act and who you should associate yourself with and who you shouldn't. Right? And that's not saying that you're any better than anybody else. I'm no better. I never feel like I'm better than anybody else. It is simply saying, I'm not willing to go down the path of destruction with you. I'm not willing to do that. Right? And the Bible tells me not to. Right? So, wicked will attract wicked. All right? Let's keep going. Because we have a lot of Proverbs to get through. Number 5. Verse 5. Don't water dead seeds. Yes and no. If I could save the world, I would. But it's not my job. I'm not here to save the world. I'm here to help people. One person at a time. The Lord will save the world. He already did. He sent Jesus. And one day Jesus will come back. And he really will save the whole world. Right? Or the people who accepted him. And he'll change it. But it's not my job to save them all. In reality, I can't save anybody. I can help lead people to the Lord. But the only person that can save people is the Lord. Right? So, I want to water all the seeds that I can. But if I attempt to water a seed and I see that it is not, that it's lashing back at me and not hearing the love that I'm trying to give, then I just won't interact with it. Does that kind of make sense? Like, I just won't keep going with it. Yes, I love that. All the time. Yep, you won't be there to see it grow. Yes. Bad tongue. Yes, so our speech has lots of power. And people don't realize that. But when you will study Proverbs, which we have been doing in our membership, you will learn that your words have so much power. And the words you use matter. All the time. Every one of them. We are promoted to have encouraging speech, loving speech, encouraging, good speech, right? But bad speech and bad words, right? They'll tear you down, and they'll tear other people down too. And I guess the rule of thumb is if it's used to tear somebody down, I wouldn't use it. And I hear people say all the time that the Bible ain't talking about cussing. I highly disagree. Simply because it's not good language. And I don't do it. I don't do it at all. I used to be really bad. But the Lord got a hold of me on that, and I don't anymore. And you will never hear those words. You won't hear those words come out my mouth. I automatically feel convicted if I do. I think sometimes we can have a good message and we can mess it up with the way that we say it. You know what I mean? I've heard some people on TikTok, talking about the Lord and doing it, like have a good speech, so to say. But then used a bunch of cuss words in the message. It disqualified the message for me. It was no longer a good message because the speech was bad, right? So that's kind of my take on it. Listen, it's all about growing and growing in the Lord, right? It took me some time too. I quit cussing when I was 18 years old. I just quit. I got tired of sounding like a fool. That's what I did. I got tired of sounding stupid. And I just quit, right? But there are people around me that still say cuss words sometimes, and they know that I don't, and I won't, and you won't hear it, and they laugh at me because I'll be like, oh, biscuits, and they think that's so funny. But, God's going to deal with you on certain things at certain times, and when he does, you'll know it, right? You'll know it. I hope that helps. Yeah, cussed in prayer. Woo, my Lord, be like, oh, I rebuke you, Satan, in the night. That's a hard path. Yes. It is hard, but you will get it. Yep. Oh, I love that. That makes my heart so happy. Yeah, I won't listen to a pastor that nope. Sorry. Out. Peace. Bye. I won't do it. No. I just won't. I won't. So sorry. Yes, I love that. That's good. Yeah, that's a hard pass for me. Yeah, it is a mindset, and it takes time, my friends. It takes time. You're not a bad person. You are a person that is fighting fleshly ways. You are in a constant battle of I'm growing in the Lord, and I'm still evil at heart. Humans are evil, period. Nope, sorry. The Bible even says so, right? So we are in constant battle of I'm a child of God, and I'm still living in the flesh in my sinly ways. Sin. I don't know, that might not be a word. I made it up. It's fine. But you're always going to be in battle with that. That's where self-control comes in. Fruit of the Spirit, right? Learning that self-control, learning, like the minute you say a cuss word, okay, now I'm convicted, right? I'm convicted, and I'm so sorry, Lord. Like, I'm so sorry, right? I'm going to try to do better. That's where it is. That's where it starts, and then you will stop. Biscuits. That's what I say. I'm going to be like, oh, biscuits. And they think that's so funny. Yeah, a lot of people around me, like, know me, so they don't say things around me. Like, they just won't. because they know me. And that's just their respect for me, and I love that. All right, verse 5, and we're never going to get through all these tonight, my friends. Those who mock the poor insult their maker. Those who rejoice in the misfortune of others will be punished. The Lord sees the poor and helps them. And he expects us to do the same. All right? It's a conviction right there. Sometimes, he's done it to me. Sometimes the Lord be asking you to give away your last $20 bill. And as hard as it is, and you don't want to do it, you'll feel convicted the moment that you don't. You know what I mean? Like, I tell you what, don't insult the poor. If you are, listen, I need y'all to start thinking about things differently. We're in Proverbs 17. Yep. Yeah, and I think a lot of that's hard. See, this is like a really good topic. Okay, we might not get through all this. This is how membership goes sometimes, for real. But that's a really good topic. So, the police say not to. Listen, all right. So this is going to go all the way around. Oh, this is going to go. This is going to go all the way around. All right. One of you said the cussing is hard to get rid of because it's how you grew up, right? So the words are thrown around like they were normal. So, you know, to you, it's normal. Got it. You're right. You're right. And then the police telling you not to help people. First off, you need to always know that the world's going to not want you to do the right thing. And now listen, helping the poor doesn't always mean giving them money. Sometimes it means offering to buy them food. Sometimes it means bringing them shoes because you notice that they don't have any. It doesn't always mean, let me hand you a 20. Sometimes it means, hey, can I buy you something to eat? Can I put some new shoes on your feet? Okay? You see, wisdom, I want to promise you right now that if you will go and read the whole book of Proverbs, every single one of them you will have seen in your life. That wisdom, you will have seen it work in your life or in somebody else's. It talks about gossip, separating friendships. That's happened to you. But see, if you would have known that wisdom, you wouldn't have gossiped in the first place, right? But nobody taught you that. Right? Instead, you grew up in a home where gossip was common. Are you following me? Do y'all get where I'm going? The cussing. Proverbs says, bad language. It's for a fool. Right? But you grew up with it. So you think it was normal. See, that's the problem. And that's where we got to break the generational curses. People be growing up thinking that these things are normal when they not, and they never have been. But nobody has studied the word enough in your family to break those generational curses. And no, my kids don't say cuss words. My kids can hear a cuss word, okay, on a TV or something. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. You know, and they don't want no part of it. Listen. And that ain't saying that one day they might not grow up and say some bad words. They're kids. They're gonna learn. I hope not. Maybe the good Lord will get a hold of it, but they probably will, right? They probably will. But my kids will strictly know that it's not right from the very beginning because I taught them that. I set that in place because I read the word and I put that into work in my home. Right? So this is where generational curses need to stop with you. Because my husband said, and I shared this with my membership last night. My husband said the other day that he never really knew that Proverbs had all this wisdom in it. I said, honey, that's literally what the word proverb means. It's a wisdom statement. Did you not know that? He said, no, I didn't know that. I said, really? You know, really? He didn't. And I said, people often think the only way I'm going to learn is if I go through it. Right? You be thinking, I got to go through this to learn about it. And we like to use the statement, I can't learn because you told me. I got to go through it myself to learn it. That is the falsest thing. I used to believe that. That is the falsest thing that I have ever heard in my life. No, you don't. You do not have to go through it to get wisdom. You have a wrong understanding of what wisdom is. What is wisdom? Wisdom is fear of the Lord. What is fear of the Lord? It's respecting Him, honoring Him, being submissive to Him. What is being submissive to the Lord? It is reading His words and listening to them. You got the wrong understanding of what wisdom even is in your life. You don't have to go through something to gain wisdom. You have to gain fear of the Lord to get the wisdom. That's it. You don't got to go through all these bad situations. For example, I don't think you can say it on TikTok. DRUGS. Y'all with me? Y'all got there? We need a secret word for that. I'm not good at picking out secret words, but y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? I know they're bad. My dad sat down with me. My dad was a police officer when I was a child. He sat down with me and he talked to me about it and showed me pictures of people who had been on the things, and it wasn't looking good. And I didn't like that. So I never touched it. Ever. Okay? I never did it. I didn't have to try it and go through it to know that it was bad for me. Right? That was wisdom that was passed down. This is wisdom that is passed down. You don't have to go through it to gain the wisdom. You got to be teachable and willing. Wisdom isn't knowing it all. Wisdom is fear of the Lord. That's it. Right? We don't know, and we're growing up with things seeming normal when they're not. The question is, are you teachable? Are you willing? Are you willing to be different? Are you willing to change? Are you willing to learn and not be upset when somebody corrects you? Right? Are you willing? That's all it takes. You don't have to go through the whole thing before you have the knowledge and the wisdom. It's all right here. It tells you what to do and what not to do. It's up to you whether you're going to listen to it or not. Right? It's up to you whether you're going to listen to it or not. So, even this. Y'all, listen, let's go on. I don't think I really put a note down for it. Oh, yeah, I did. I put ways of life. Let's look at the very next verse. And I'm going to prove my point right here. Verse 6. Grandchildren are the crowning glory of the aged. Parents are the pride of their children. It actually says fathers, and the pride of children is their fathers. Either way, no matter which way you're going to say it, tell me that statement's wrong. You can't. I have heard it said over and over and over again. You love your kids, but wait till you have your grandkids. It's a whole different type of love. To see your generation or your generation's next generation, it's a whole different type of love. Right? Did you ever know that was in the Bible? That it literally tells you that. That grandchildren are the crown to their grandparents. And it's true. And as children, who do we grow up looking up to? I grew up looking up to my father. Hence, the Homeland Security and Emergency Management degree. Right? That is the truest statement if there ever has been one. And it's wrote in Proverbs. Something that people have been saying this whole time. And it's been right here. Because it's a way of life. It's something that's going to happen. Like, I hope that y'all picking up what I'm putting down. For verse 6, I simply put the ways of life. Let's see. Verse 7. Let's keep going, or we're never going to get through these. Let's see. Eloquent words. Eloquent words are not fitting for a fool. Even less are lies fitting for a ruler. Excellent speech isn't desired, okay, to a fool. Okay? They don't really care. They don't really care. They don't care what you know, what you don't know. All they know is they're right, you're wrong, and that's the end of the story. And it ain't going to matter anything else you say. Right? Holly, I love that. Proverbs is so good. Yes. I wanted to be up there in Homeland Security and Emergency Management. And the Lord seen otherwise, I tell you what. Excellent speech isn't desired to a fool. Verse 8. I'm actually not going to go over verse 8. Those of you who are here who are in the membership, y'all are going to get a little heads up right here, but we're actually going to talk about that verse, and I would like y'all to do a little digging on it and see what you can find about it. So there's your little heads up. If you're in the membership, got homework. Kelsey, how are you? I hope your night gets better, and I will be praying for your son. Sometimes getting into trouble, I don't know what they're going through. But sometimes getting into trouble is the exact thing that turns our life around. So all hope is not lost. Right? There's still hope. All right, so verse 9. Love prospers when a fault is forgiving. But dwelling on it separates close friends. This is one of my favorite verses. But now listen, I think that was from an NLT. Right, it is. So the Christian Standard, whoever conceals an offense promotes love, but whoever gossips about it separates friends. So now listen, those two verses say something completely different and yet something the same, all at the same time. So an NLT version, this is good, is saying forgiveness. Love prospers when forgiveness is given. But when unforgiveness, when dwelling on it sets in, it'll separate your friendship. It'll separate your relationship. That has been, and for always ever will be, the truth. If you are harboring any sort of unforgiveness, it will separate you from whoever you are harboring it for. And I love that because that is one of the best lessons. I'm telling you what, some of y'all are rocking around with unforgiveness and it's weighing you down. Yes, it is. Not only is it harboring your relationship that you could have, but you've been carrying around a weight. And it's time to drop it off. You know? Forgiveness will hold you back. Unforgiveness will hold you back. But forgiveness will set you free of carrying the weight of something that really just ain't meant for you. We're humans and we make mistakes. And I know you may say, well, Kelsey, you just really don't understand. They did something and it was so bad. Or Kelsey, you just really don't understand. They hurt me so bad and I just can't forgive them for that. Kelsey, you just don't understand what they did to me. I hear you. But it's people like me and you that killed Jesus. The sinless, he was sinless. He made no mistakes. He loved people more than anybody will ever be able to love. He was literally the perfect human walking on this earth. He was God in flesh form. And we killed him. So if God can forgive you for killing his son and still let you come and be in the kingdom, then I think you can forgive them for whatever they did to you. Yeah. So I hate what they've done to you. But sometimes the biggest thing that's going to set you free, maybe you would say, well, Kelsey, they ain't said they were sorry. I'm sorry that they never said sorry. I am. But sometimes growth in your life is forgiving somebody who never said sorry. Right? And I know it's so hard. And I know that it might make you angry and cry all at the same time. But forgiveness isn't for them. It's for you. It's for your peace. It's so that you quit carrying around a weight. If somebody has hurt you and they've never said sorry, I promise you that they're not losing sleep and you are. Okay? But love forgives. There's not. Love forgives. But unforgiveness will only make a wedge between you and whoever it is. And it will separate you. Right? So that's what I'm going to write. Love forgives. And unforgiveness separates. Okay? But, according to Christian standard, here's how they become different. Gossip separates. See, they took out the word gossip in the NLT and put forgiveness, and Christian standard used gossip instead of forgiveness. I love them both, but whoever conceals an offense promotes love, but whoever gossips about it separates friends. What else does love do? Love holds confidence in friendships. Gossip separates. If your friend has entrusted you with something, okay, and you are going around, I want to tell y'all what. Proverbs, all right, talks so much about gossip. Ask the girls in my membership and guys. So much. Gossip will ruin your life. And I just want to promise you that if somebody is gossiping to you about somebody, then they will be gossiping about you to somebody. Okay? That is one of those situations that we talked about at the beginning. You're going to separate yourself from that, right? And that's not you being a mean Christian. It's you being a boundary setting Christian. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're not going to gossip. You know? If they have trusted you, hold their confidence. Because I promise you, if you gossip about it, and what they told you, you go around sharing it, you're going to lose your friendship. Right? You continue to forgive them. Listen, but now let me get, now wait a minute now. Yes, So glad. You can forgive them and separate yourself from them all at the same time. Okay? Forgiveness doesn't always mean I'm going to let you keep doing this to me. Okay? Biblical boundaries. Forgiveness looks like I'm not going to hold it against you what you've done to me. But I will not continue to do this with you. Right? Yes. I don't know, that's a little hard one. I think I might need more detail about the they don't trust you, but you trust them. I'm not exactly sure. I like that. Forgiveness simply means letting go of the judgment of their actions. I like that. Yep. But that don't mean that you have to stay. Forgiveness isn't letting somebody to continue to do certain things. Now, I think there are limits. Okay? I think there are limits. I'm going to forgive my husband, and he is going to forgive me so many times throughout this marriage. Okay? Because we are going to do things wrong, and we're going to mess it up, and we're going to try to destruct it because we are humans. Right? You're not allowed to walk out on a good marriage simply because it got hard. That's a hard no. You're not going to be allowed to do that. You got to be willing to forgive in a marriage if you're going to make it work. You will be forgiving them for the rest of your life because they are mere humans, they are imperfect, and they will mess up time and time again. Okay? Now, if someone is hitting you, abusing you, or hurting you, don't stay in that situation. I lived in an abusive relationship for a very long time. I'm actually going to write about it in my book. It's going to be one of the chapters. And I don't know if I've told any of y'all. But I was in a very abusive relationship with my late husband. And I stayed for years. Because I was told, you're not a Christian if you leave. It was forced down my throat that I am not a good Christian if I was to walk away from that relationship. So I stayed. Now, I do believe that I'm rewarded in my life now because of the faithfulness that I had. I do believe that. And I believe God got me out of that equation before it was going to get too bad. Because he would eventually separate himself, right? So, but if I would have continued to stay any longer, I also wouldn't be here. And neither would my children. So, I had a pastor put it to me one time like this, and I loved how he said it. He said, I think that God hates divorce. I know he does. He said, but I think he loves you more than he hates the divorce. And I think that that's true. And I'm almost a walking testimony that that's true. Because I've been married 3 times. And I'm still here, teaching the Bible. When people would say, like, you're not supposed to. Number 1, you're a woman. Number 2, you've been married and divorced. You shouldn't be teaching the word. You don't even know what it says. Nah, you see, friend, this Bible was created for people like me. It wasn't created for the people that were going to be perfect and just all of those things. It was created for people like me. People that were going to mess up. People that were going to try to do it their own way and fail. So there are plenty of people who say you're completely disqualified from doing what you do because you're a woman and you've been married more than once. Well, you keep on having that mindset, and I'll keep on doing what I do. Because there are going to be people in heaven because I showed up to do the task that God told me to. So your unbelief in me won't keep me from showing up. So you're supposed to forgive. And eventually you'll forgive your abuser. But God loves you. And you're his child. So by somebody else putting their hands on you, you need to start looking at it this way. And this is the way all of you should look at how you treat others. When you are treating others badly, you are treating a child of God badly. You are literally telling God that so-and-so don't matter. Right? So I'm allowed to treat them any way that I want. But that was God's creation. And you're treating it like that. And that goes the same for yourself. Right? So they're not allowed to hit you. They're not allowed to put their hands on you. Don't stay in a bad situation until you're no longer alive to tell your story. Get out of that situation and tell your story. Use your story to save others. Use them to help others. And let Jesus shine through you so that you can do that. Right? What if someone walked out, my boyfriend beats himself up because his ex-wife left, and his promise to God was broken? No. The Bible even says that if an unequally yoked marriage, if one person walks away, the Bible, I don't know why these things aren't taught. I cannot. I'm going to need you to message me so I can give you the exact scripture. But Paul writes it. And it literally says that if you are in an unequally yoked marriage and one of you walks away, the other one isn't bound to you anymore, and it is legally right for a divorce. It says it in the Bible. So, and I don't know why that ain't taught. People do not teach that. I don't know. But it says that if somebody walks away, you're allowed to let them go. And if they are unequally yoked, you're allowed to let them go, and you're not bound to them anymore. And that's not taught. I don't know how it's not taught. Because they don't read they don't care. That gets on my nerves. I can't. You can't just teach half of the Bible. You can't just teach the half that makes you feel good and look good and love. And I just don't know. I cannot. You got to teach the whole thing as a whole. If your spouse walks away from you and they are unequally yoked with you, you are allowed to walk away, and you are not bound to them anymore. It is in the scripture. Teach somebody that. Unequally yoked. Y'all aren't walking the same way with the Lord. And I already know that if one of them walked away, then y'all unequally yoked. Because if y'all are equally yoked, y'all be fighting it out. Y'all be figuring it out. You'd be getting it right before the Lord. I tell you what. But if somebody's that willing to just walk away, then you are already unequally yoked. Thank you, Winona. You are already unequally yoked. So there probably ain't no question about it. Because if you wasn't unequally yoked, y'all would be working it out. Yeah. I've missed some of these comments. Yep. I can't. Okay. So for verse 9, it was love, forgiveness. Love is forgiveness. Love gives forgiveness. There we go. Love gives forgiveness, and unforgiveness separates. And love holds confidence in friendships. Gossip separates. But y'all really don't got to write these down, my friends, because y'all getting ready to get these in the membership. But there ain't no way we're going to get through all this. Yep. Listen. Okay, let's see. Verse 10. A single rebuke does more for a person of understanding than 100 lashes on the back of a fool. What is that talking about, my friends? I'm glad you asked. Discipline. Being teachable. We literally already talked about this tonight. A wise person is willing to be corrected, is willing to be teachable, is willing to be taught, is willing to follow. A fool is not. A fool can be corrected 20 million times and it still does not matter. They're not going to listen to what you guys say. So it's discipline and it's being teachable. Could unequally yoked be different points in their relationship with the Lord also? Yes and no. I don't know. That'd be hard. But their hearts were hard. I'll have to look it up. A lot of this stuff wasn't always supposed to be this way. But as humans, we are just bad. It's our nature. 11. If they don't want help, you are literally called to set them outside pretty much. You're literally called to let them fall. There's a Bible verse for that too. I just have to look it up. I think it's in 2 Corinthians as well. You are supposed to let them fall. Because if they hit rock bottom, that may be the exact thing that leads them to the Lord. We're in Proverbs 17. You are a good girlfriend. Discipline, being teachable. As bad as it is to say, sometimes we have to let our children fall all on their own. But sometimes they just need some encouragement and some belief in them. Sometimes they just need somebody to believe in them and to show them and to love them. It really just depends on the situation as what's going to be best for the person. And sometimes it's the hardest decision you'll ever have to make. I think it's in 2 Corinthians as well. Let's see, verse 11, evil people are eager for rebellion, but they will be severely punished. The wicked love to rebel. What else did I add? Oh, but will be punished. Imagine that. The wicked love to rebel, but will be punished. I mean, that's as simple as that. I don't think I got to go into that any further. In the membership, I probably would, but sometimes we'd be on these membership Zooms for like 2 hours. What do you mean, why at such a young age? 2 Corinthians 6:14. Thank you, Holly. That is for that verse of sometimes you have to let them go their own way, because maybe hitting rock bottom will be the exact thing that changes them. Ken was disciplined, being teachable. Yes. I'm not understanding. Like, why at such a young age should we let them fall? Or I just don't understand how. Oh, I'm not right about everything. I'm not. I'm not right about everything. No. I thought we were talking about something else. No. This is wise about everything. This is it. And this is where I learn all my info from. I'm not wise. I listen to what the Lord wants to say, and I share it. And that is all you'll ever hear me say or be. This ain't me. It's always Him. It's always Him, and Him using me to tell and teach. That's simply it. I have learned a lot, and I grew up really fast. But the wisdom I've learned with the Lord is simply because I was willing to be taught by Him. And all the wisdom, that I have, it is strictly from Him speaking to me and me studying the Word. The Lord met me at my bottom too. What, baby?
I haven't eaten.
Honey, you need to feed her something. Please. Let's see. Yes. No, that's not wrong to ask. It's $25 a month, and you are what you pay for is your resources that you get. I create a lot of resources. You get access to all the digital downloads. You get access to all my courses that I create, and I try to create one course a month, but sometimes it don't work like that. But you get access to all those, and those are $25 value by themselves. All the digital downloads that I create, notes I take, you get to message me and ask me questions anytime you want to. You get great fellowship. Lots of other women are in there, and men that will. They're just so great. They're great. You know what I'm saying? They are just great, and they help, and they're just so great. I don't even know. You can't message me on where? It's hard to watch your children go through it. Yep, I know. Like, I feel that. Are you saying I'm so busy? I do be busy all the time. I love it. Y'all are so sweet. The best way to message me, honestly, you guys, is on Facebook. Oh, Holly posted it. Holly, will you post it again? It was 2 Corinthians. Well, and Winona did too. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the one where you can walk away? Where you're not bound by it if somebody walks away? Holly and Winona both posted it. It's 2 Corinthians. It was 6:14. And then Winona posted one. Tanya, you're so funny. There it is. 2 Corinthians 6:14 through 15. There we go. All right. All right, we're going to do a couple more verses. But for reference, the best way to message me or get in touch with me is usually on Facebook. Not saying I will message you back right then and there because I probably won't. But I do have like a set allotment time that I will sit down and read all those. And as long as I read it, I will reply. But TikTok, I am not good at don't message me on TikTok. I'll never get it. Membership meetings are Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Well, no, we are not going to continue having Zoom after dark. Y'all ridiculous. Y'all, I can't with y'all. They be so funny. We be laughing so hard the past few nights. Or the past few times. Y'all so funny. Okay. Let's do a couple more verses. But then, I have to get out of her. I will approve it. Soon as I check. Y'all so funny. That'd be the green lighter. I did. Yep, Mondays and Thursday nights at 7 is our membership Zooms. Oh my gosh, my old TikToks. I won't, as long as Facebook shows it to me, I approve it. Oh my gosh. Tanya, don't tell all of our secrets. Y'all so funny. Quit telling our secrets, people. Quit telling all of our secrets. Y'all so funny. Okay, verse 12. This one was pretty good. It is safer to meet a bear robbed of her cubs, so an angry mama bear, for lack of better words, than to confront a fool caught in foolishness. Simply put, foolish people will go to extreme lengths. Okay? To be foolish, avoid them. They are up to no good. Y'all might not get this download till tomorrow because there are a lot of extras that I really want to add on here. And I ain't been able to tonight. Y'all really might not get this till tomorrow. If you repay good with evil, this is verse 13. Evil will never leave your house. Don't do evil to someone who does good. Because you will be repaid by that evil. It's another one of those going back to reaping what you sow. Okay? Are y'all still talking about it? Y'all are so funny. I can't. I'm gonna start charging for cover charge. Y'all are so funny. What is wrong with y'all? Okay, verse 13, if you repay good with evil, evil will never leave your house. Don't do evil to someone who does good. It's another one of those, you're reaping what you sow. If you reap it, you're going to sow it, so you better be ready for it, right? Verse 14, starting a quarrel is like opening a floodgate. So stop before a dispute breaks out. I love this. Let me read it in Christian Standard Version. To start a conflict, okay, is to release a flood. Stop the dispute before it breaks out. Are y'all ready for this? Don't start conflict. Stop it and prevent it. You are not supposed to be somebody who starts conflict. You're not supposed to be somebody who is okay with starting conflict and arguments and fights. That's not what a wise person does. You are supposed to prevent it and stop it. And sometimes that looks a lot like just keeping your mouth shut, for lack of better words. Okay? So sometimes you don't need to say nothing at all. Sometimes you simply need to walk away and keep your mouth shut. Because a wise person does not start conflict. They stop it and they prevent it. Okay? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. What are y'all talking about now? Y'all ain't done that. Look at y'all. What did Holly say? And why y'all tagging Steve? Girlfriend, I would undo that friend request and do it again and see if it pops up for me. I am coming to a spot where I'm worried that it's going to make me not be able to accept any more friends. Y'all are so silly. But I would unsend it and then send it again because it probably just didn't ever show me. They try not to get the boot tonight. Lord have mercy. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all can't be serious about nothing. They're so funny. All right. Did y'all not hear what I just said? Don't start conflict. You're supposed to stop it and prevent it. Y'all not doing a very good job at that. Y'all not hear what I just said? Y'all not listening. And I'm going to blame Holly. Or book on Proverbs or good books to read in general. You could use enduringword.com to study Proverbs. I will be releasing a bunch of downloads on Proverbs as soon as we are done with it in our membership. But enduringword.com is a very great online commentary, and it'll really break down Proverbs for you. As far as a book, I don't think I've ever really read a book about Proverbs in particular. So I'm not really sure, but I'm sure there's plenty of them. You just need to get on the Amazon and look. Yeah, Holly, you are on the verge of getting booted out the group. I tell her right. She do be. And it all started with Steve. They teamwork for a week now. Yeah, you better not be saying tractor either. If you say tractor, you're out of here. I heard it. Don't start conflict and prevent it. I like it. They might. Daily Grace Co might. Holly said, I didn't say nothing. Y'all so funny. I've been on my best behavior. The worst part is I can see her saying it just like that. Kelsey, I've been on my best behavior. Can't y'all see her saying it? Like on Zoom, y'all can just see her saying it. Right? All right, let's see. I don't know if I want to keep going. I can hear your voice. Yes, Adrian, samesies. That is so funny. Do 16. It is senseless to pay to educate a fool, since he has no heart for learning. That's what an NLT says. Christian Standard. Why does a fool have money in his hand with no intention to buy wisdom? This is simply put, a foolish person doesn't care to do right with his money. Again, a foolish person doesn't want to learn. They're not going to take your corrective criticism, should we call it. They're not going to take your advice. They're not going to think that you know what you're talking about. They're not going to listen. And they're not going to listen to anything. So it's the same thing with money, right? A foolish person doesn't care to do right with their money. It ain't going to matter to them. I will do 17, though. 18. No, I'll do 17 and 18, and then I'll be done, because these are really good. Are y'all ready? So this is one of my favorite ones, 17. It says, a friend is always loyal, and a brother is born in a time of need. That verse right there describes our membership to me. What does that mean? True friendships are loyal friendships, right? And friends were made, okay, to lift you up when you grow weary. If you have friends that leave you in your time of need, if you have friends that are condemning you, if you have friends that the minute your life goes bad, they are out, don't want a part of it, they are not your friends. And they've never been your friends. Friends is somebody who, when you become down and depressed, when you become weary, when you become tired, when you become no strength, you just can't go on any longer. When you become that way, your friends are there to pick you up. That's what a true friend is. That is what they're made up of. Somebody that says, I see you're struggling. Let me help you carry that. Let me lift you up. Let me carry you to where you need to go, because you just can't carry yourself right now. That is what a true friendship is. And that's a loyal friendship. Friends were made to help you in a time of need. They were made to lift you up when you just can't hold yourself up by yourself anymore. That describes our membership better than anything I've ever heard. I am for real. Good night, Adrian. Like, I love that. I love that so much. See, y'all ain't getting this soon till tomorrow, because I got a bunch of like digging deeper that I want to add to it. Y'all totally ain't getting this. And then I wanted to do 18. Okay? It's poor judgment to guarantee another person's debt or put up security for a friend. Do y'all know what that's talking about? Because if not, I want to tell you. It's poor judgment, all right? The Bible is what I'm telling you. To pay someone else's debt. We should guard ourselves, okay? I lost my place. Against foolish partnerships. Okay? Don't pay somebody else's debt. Okay? Don't get yourself... It's one thing to help somebody. We're instructed to help. But don't don't take on their debt when you have enough debt of your own. Don't agree to pay for somebody's way of living. Don't agree to pay for their debt. Don't get into partnerships with somebody who is going to take advantage of you. Right? And I love that. That is a very good wisdom statement right there. Don't get into relationships with people or business partnerships or whatever with foolish people. And don't pay somebody else's debt. That is their debt, not yours. And you can help them figure it out. But if they owe $10,000 to somebody, don't be somebody who tries to sweep in and save them and pay it for them. Because that's not teaching them anything, right? You got to do it with love. And if you have the means and you think that God's calling you to it, then you do you, right? But don't just agree to pay somebody else's bills. It will cause a lot of trouble. It will cause a lot of trouble. It will cause trouble in your relationships. It will cause trouble in your life. It will cause trouble between you and the friends. It causes lots and lots of trouble. Don't pay other people's debt. Okay? Yes, all the new items are on my website. Aww. I love that. Well, maybe it's something that you needed to hear, girlfriend. All right, you guys. Yes. Oh, my goodness. I'll be praying about that. That is something right there. Yep. It will cause so many problems. Y'all were so sweet. One more. Let me see. Let me see which one I want to do. Okay. Let's do verse 22. My nose is itching. All right, let's do verse 22. It says, a cheerful heart is good medicine, and a broken spirit snaps a person's strength. Christian Standard Version says, a joyful heart is good medicine, and a broken spirit dries up the bones. So, good cheer, right? Happiness, joy, laughter, all of those things. Good cheer is good for the body, okay? But a broken spirit, okay, will affect, I'm not really sure which one it'll be, your health and life, right? A broken spirit can keep you down. And we have to learn how to be broken. Affect. Thank you. We have to learn. That's how I wrote it. That makes me happy. I did say it right there. We have to learn how to be broken people that still have joy and happiness in the Lord. Right? We have to learn how to be people that even though we're broken and bad things have happened to us, and maybe we've lost somebody that we really loved, right? Or I don't know. All kinds of scenarios could happen, right? We have to be people that can be broken and still be happy, right? And still know how to be cheerful, and still know how to be loving and loved, right? Because sometimes we let our broken spirit go too far, and it hinders us from the life that we could be living. There's a lot that could go with that. There's just so much that could go with that. Wednesday, Vicky, me and Steve skipped last week because he got sick, and then I got sick, and then, I just decided we're starting fresh on the Wednesday. So Wednesday, there will be a new one. Love you so big. Yes. I am so sorry about that. And I'm going to be praying for you because it is hard, right? It is hard. But you can be broken and still be happy too. You can do both, right? I used to have this shirt that said broken and it was crossed out and it said beautiful. Because we are all broken people, but we're still beautiful too, right? So you can be both. You can be broken and you can be beautiful, right? But don't let a broken spirit keep you from the life that the Lord wants to give you. Because the enemy is going to want to keep you broken. The enemy doesn't want you to know that you can be both broken and beautiful. Broken and happy. The enemy doesn't want you to know that. He wants you to think that all you can be is broken. But you can be broken and still make a great impact on this world. Right? So we just have to learn how to be broken, but still be good too. And still be joyful too. Right? Perfectly imperfect. Yes. Broken crayon still color. I love that. The joy of the Lord is my strength. Yes. Yes. All right. I love you guys so big. I hope y'all have a fabulous night. Hope this was fun for those of you who are not in the membership to kind of get a little insight on what it looks like on some of our Zooms. But I need to go take a break. I've been working all day. I've done all kinds of stuff all day. For real. I like changing around my whole office today. It's been a big day. Been a long day. Done lots of things. Cleaned my house. All kinds of things. I actually recorded a vlog today. A day in the life. I'll probably post it tomorrow. So y'all get to see all the things that I did today. But this is just a little glimpse of our membership. And usually when we do the membership, we're on a Zoom. So like we can see each other. We talk to each other. We fellowship with each other. We do all those things. So it's a little bit different, but go to bed early. Why not mind your business? I have a TV show to watch first, and then I'm going to go to bed. Maybe. I'm kind of hungry. Jeremy, I'm kind of hungry.
We kind of have the groceries.
We kind of are. I don't know what I would want.
Sales is down. Y'all, please buy something.
Oh, will you stop it? I know you didn't just say that. I'm going to knock you out. He's ridiculous. We're going to have a conversation with Steve over here. Because Steve over here doesn't know how to trust the Lord with things. Steve worries too much. Steve gets on Kelsey's nerves.
Steve hungry.
We have groceries. You know, every time you come in here, you just say something totally off the wall. I never know what's going to come out your mouth. You're just like us kids. Yeah, thank you, Oscar. Real annoying. Pizza or DoorDash? For real. Steve hungry. Steve's got plenty of food. Steve just don't want to eat because Steve is picky. He left that part out. He's picky.
Ate a zero sugar Hershey bar.
Steve picky. Thank you. What did we learn about being satisfied? Yeah, y'all talk to Steve. Well, I know that there's roast chicken in a freezer downstairs, Steve. Thank you. Dead. When you join the membership, I post like all the Zoom info there. And corn dogs. So many corn dogs. She said, ew, zero sugar. Yeah, he can't have sugar. He don't eat nothing.
They're actually pretty good.
He eats nothing. He don't like chicken, but he eats it because I cook it. Like, I don't care if you really don't like it. If I'm going to cook, you can eat it or you can leave it. Either way, it's fine. You know? The membership does. Like, you get access to, like, the whole membership, and that's what the Zoom is. His sugar's been doing pretty good lately. He likes hamburger, and that pretty much sums that up. Hamburger. And he likes steak sometimes. But like anything, if you want to try something new, you better just forget it. Steve won't eat it. Steve won't eat nothing. What did somebody try to get you to try yesterday? And you were like, cheese. A piece of cheese at the Mexican restaurant. They said, well, you tried it's real good. He said,
I don't want no goat cheese.
You didn't even know what kind of cheese it was.
It's Mexican. It's goat cheese.
You don't know that. He didn't even know what kind of cheese it was. Quit telling him lies.
No, you
Do
don't.
you want me to read a proverb to you about what lies do to you, like? Don't make me do it, sir.
Can you stop telling everyone that I only eat chicken nuggets?
I was talking about Daddy
Oh.
only eats certain foods,
Oh.
but it applies. If the shoe fits, wear it, sir.
But can you stop saying
No,
that?
you just told on your own self.
But it's my
No, you
personal
can-
space.
queso
It's my
cheese.
business.
He will not. Steve won't eat nothing. They were like, do you want to give it a little nibble?
I'll have some queso cheese at the Mexican restaurant, but not that one.
And he won't. Like, he just,
Chunky cheese.
nope, not trying to. He won't try nothing. He's like a little toddler that won't eat his greens. Seriously. Yeah. See, Steve's problem is even when he gets quiet, he don't listen. You see, that's his issue.
You're rude.
I'm right.
I've been down there ADD.
Right. Not listening. Yeah, my boys are so picky. One of them only wants hamburger, another one only eats chicken nuggets. Like, what is wrong, so? See, me and that girl, we'll try anything. Me and Emma, we'll eat anything. We'll just go try something ridiculous, and we'll be like, let's rate it 1 to 10, and me and her be rating it. Yeah, I don't.
Holly keeps saying Team Switzerland, but
I know.
you know it starts with an S. She really wants to be.
Holly, Steve's trying to get you in trouble.
She wants to be
Holly,
Team
Steve's
Steve
trying to
T-shirt.
get you in trouble. Steve trying to get you in trouble, Holly. Okay. I love you guys. I really do gotta eat. I don't know. I gotta do something. I don't know if I should finish this up, rest, go to sleep, watch my show. I don't really know. I ain't a real big sushi. Now, I've tried. I will try. I'll try anything. But I'm not a big fan, but I will try. Yes, write my book. I mean, my to-do list is forever long. Who knows what I could pick to do after this? He's reaching. All right. I love you guys. I hope y'all have a fabulous night. And I shall see you all Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m. for a coffee talk. I love it. I love you guys so big. I hope y'all have a great night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.